but individual C was the talk of the town. Is going down the word on the curve. You heard me? Let me just set this up. Now, for those who are curious, I did drop a new video here yesterday. New G Files video on City of Huntington Park. If you guys want to scope that out. Like I said, the G series is back. I have the videos in their own folder on this channel, so you guys, want to scope them out. You guys will find the videos in those folders. Let me just move this over here. And we are already working on the other one, so the other will be dropping soon. Now they're dropping a lot more quicker. Now that we got the hang of it. Even though the editing process is brutal, we got a lot more better at it now. Little by little. And yes, they are new videos. They're not just like re-uploaded videos. They're, what's cracking like it, Derek? What you getting yourself into, my boy? How's it going with you? How's it going over there where you're at? Is it still hectic, chaotic? That's right, getting ready to make the Skrilla. Hey, at least you're still making the Skrilla, bro. At least it hasn't affected your work. The madness, the chaos. What's cracking like a little Rich? What's good, Loke? All right. That's cool. So it's like the media be adding a little bit extra on it, huh? Oh, Mr. Pasa is definitely up in the casa for the raza. I see the Timberwolves when they had their game against, I think it was the Warriors, was it? They did a tribute video to the guy that just recently got killed. The nurse guy or whatever he is. It's got to work for now. That's right, my boy. The day already came to an end for you. That's good. Like, you just got to relax. I feel you. Can't wait to do the same. What's cracking like it, my boy? Hope everybody's having a lovely Wednesday. And I finally seen the thing that I was talking about yesterday about the whole Lucky and no jumper thing. Apparently, I said if anybody goes on there, they're not allowed in his podcast and stuff like that. Which I don't understand why anybody who's street related will go onto Adam's channel. It always baffles me. Like, I would never go on his channel. Nobody I know would ever go on his channel. It was a fucking weirdo. Like, bro, did you not see how weird this guy is? It was a deviant. But anybody would do it. Anybody would do anything for, I guess, for attention and clout, right? Which is the strange part about it, though, to me is why now, though? It should have been like that since the get go, though. Even though the blows things up, it's still unfortunately that several lives were taken due to. Oh no, yeah. Like, for example, that nurse, yeah, he got smoked. He definitely got killed, bro. They definitely killed him. That's definitely, it should definitely be charged for murder. No doubt. No doubt. There's no way in hell they can explain this one away. The other one is 50-50. You know what I mean? Even though, she shouldn't have died either, right? But I can see how they could approach it in court, right? Like how they could argue it, So I can see why, some people would lean in and see it their way. But in this one, yeah, there's no justifying this one. Like this one, yeah, that was cold-blooded murder, bro. That was murder at its finest. Like I don't even know what people are arguing here. Like what is there to debate? Like not too much. Went in for. Went to work today. My teeth felt like they got to after everything. I feel you, bro. Them two fakes ain't no joke, bro. Ain't no joke. Any individuals with decent moral standards wouldn't go on Adam's 16th podcast. Yeah, I know. Like I said, but people are just desperate for attention, though. It's like you're gonna get the audience on you, but just not in a good way, though. It's like people almost forget that on the internet there's such a thing that people watch. They hate watch. Like they really don't like you. They're preying on your downfall, and they're just watching just to see it happen, though. They're waiting for it to happen. People get lost in the views. They think that all those views means a positive outlook on their opinions. I beat Punk, your sueño fruit pickers. Huh? What? What's crazy is for more than 30 people have been unalive on ICE prison since Trump took over power. Yeah, yeah, ICE, yeah. That bitch, what's her name? The one that's in charge of the whole fucking ICE thing. The one that's in all those commercials. Which is the first time ever. Like every other president, did you ever see their homelands person ever, be on TV and on these commercials talking about deportation? She's like the only one. It's like, man, this administration is a fucking, it's a joke, bro. It's a fucking joke. Uh, it's like they just love it. It's like they think it's a reality show. Do you fuck with Chuck Taylor sneaker? Yeah, actually, I had some Chucks before. Several Chucks, actually. They want to be upstates. No, what man. No, Sabo, sorry, Paisa. I was raised up north. I didn't vote for Trump, but I would have. Well, you're entitled to that vote, though, bro. I'm not saying that you shouldn't vote for him. If that's what you like, that's what you like, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not here to try to, how could I say, change your opinion on him. I'm just giving my opinion. Like, yeah, this is a disaster. But you're entitled to view it your way. I'm not here saying that you're wrong and I'm right. I'm just giving my perspective. He said, I'm just too lazy. Fuck the government. Collaborating with is just a bad collaboration with SPM, in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. But like I said, there's people that just are willing to do anything for the attention and fame. It's quite sad, actually. I was never a fan of those shoes. Yeah, I feel you. They could be a little uncomfortable, but they're cool. They're cool. Yeah, I always been a Cortez and Reeboks myself too. Yeah, but I owned some Chucks before though. What's your opinion on underground base being not Epstein Ranch? Is it? Those us. I mean, there's a whole lot sus about that whole thing. He's been creating enough distractions for people to forget about the whole Epstein thing already, right? So I give him that. He's good at diverting the disasters. Right? It's just that he creates so many of them that it's hard to keep track, right? Like recently, he just insulted all the veterans that helped the soldiers that NATO had sent to like help against like in Afghanistan, right? He he insulted all the people that lost their lives, right? So now he's got all the veterans outraged. It's like he's almost like it's like he's just looking to see how many people he can outrage, like how many groups. Vida Loca Holmes. K-Swiss. The bitch that is the head of Homeland Security be on TV saying she's gonna target MSN 18 straight, and I laugh because the majority of the gang members are you. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's dumb when she says shit like that. Like all these gang members, like those gang members are American citizens, you idiot. Gangs are American made, bro. They don't come from fucking, these other countries like she likes to believe. They're born and bred here. It's where the alien human hybrids are and human experiments. Yeah, well, I don't really believe in all that, as much, right? I mean, I could see why people could think that, right? I just don't see what would be the purpose of that, though. Like, the whole, like, alien thing, right, in itself, it to me, it's strange, though, for numerous reasons, Okay, let's say, for example, an alien landed here, crash landed, it died, or whatever, right? And they captured it and they took it to the base to experiment on it, right? So they're intelligent enough to build spacecrafts to come to our planet because the technology is far beyond our capabilities that we have. We can't even be able to fathom it, right? To be able to do that. So we know that they're intelligent because in order to pilot a spacecraft, you need to be intelligent, right? It's not like a mindless monster could just, navigate equipment so, advanced. So they're intelligent. So they come here and they crash land. And so if they're coming from an intelligent, civilization, wouldn't there be like a rescue crew that would have came to see like what happened to their, their fellow alien or whatever the fuck, right? It's like they didn't even bother to look. They just left them. They were just like, It's just strange to me. It just doesn't really seem likely that there wouldn't be like a search and rescue team. Like, I don't know. That's why I just find it like they'd be like, they just chunk it up as a loss. Right? They're observing the planet, right? But I'm assuming for research purposes, right? But they're just gonna leave that. That would be strange. They'd be like, well, what if he stole the ship just to come here? And it's like, it would be like a criminal being able to get into NASA and get into like our spaceship, right, and launch it. Like he wouldn't be able to. The technology would be like he would be like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? He would be puzzled. So we just say their criminals would be intelligent enough to pilot some shit. And I'm just spitballing here, though. Pumas for the dance party crew. This administration, ISIS, itself like just hiring anybody. They don't need to qualify. I know, and it seems that they hire a lot of people that are like patriots, right? But sometimes people have to understand that this job is beyond being patriotic. Like you have to be able to do your job while also maintaining professionalism, right? And being able to have your emotions on check, like being able to separate the politics from your view, right? Like you're just there to do your job, not to get your politics to, cloud your judgment. Which it seems that a lot of these individuals seem to have. It's like they're out there they're out there just waiting for a confrontation, not to de-escalate it, but to escalate it. It's like they're not even trying no more. Because as much as people get irritated that people are out there protesting and why they just right there, shoving their phones. Look, hey, bro, but that's within their rights, though, bro. That's the freedom that you have within this country, bro. You're only saying that because it's happening to the opposite side of your point of view, right? But let's say if it was somebody, of the left side, right, you wouldn't have an issue with it, you know. But you can't have it both ways, though. Sunny Boy said, "I like presidents who don't get shot." And America went into the hell. Honduras is going after fake trans. Central Americans gangs are its own identity. What would you rate the acting skills in Blood and Blood Out? I mean, it was decent. I really can't blame the actors for the cheesy lines that they get. I mean, it was probably their script, right? Uh, they kind of just had to play the part, right? Because obviously they're not from that kind of a lifestyle, right? I mean, it was cheesy, but it wasn't their fault, though. The theory is that aliens go through portals and like the Bermuda Triangle. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to understand how their how exactly their shit works, right? That's plausible. People only treat Adam 16 with some sort of privilege because his sister was never human, of course, and he didn't get charged. Justify the situation based on the legal Catholic. Like for my thing with Adam, like people say he's like some kind of agent, right? Like he's a like law enforcement, like he's law enforcement, like the same thing that they say with Vlad, and that to me is just ridiculous, just on the sense that, um, like why would they be law enforcement? Like why is somebody so reckless? Like both those individuals that are reckless, right? Um, why would the law enforcement work with them? You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. Would they call the police? Yeah, pretty sure. If they were to be questioned and stuff like that, they would, tell them what they know. But they're civilians. I mean, they're gonna do that regardless of the matter. They're not street individuals to be holding some kind of like moral code and shit like that from the streets. So if any gang member goes on there and reveals anything incriminating or says anything incriminating, they only have themselves to blame. They can't blame Vlad or Adam for that. They don't have to fucking answer the questions. They don't have to talk about the subjects. You know what I mean? Next question. There, done. Simple as that. But if they go into it and then they're fucking baffled of why they're getting charged, they only got themselves to blame. They're just not willing to take accountability, so they blame people like Adam, and then make him the scapegoat. Like this motherfucker went and said and revealed everything. Like you knew that fool was like that. Why the fuck did you even talk about that kind of shit though? You're acting like if that fool forced you to say the shit that you said though. Of course he's gonna ask and play ignorant. That's kind of what his channel is. People know that. Then they become outraged. The gang history of the whole. No, we started. Ever heard of the rappers? Therefore, who rap with Dre? Nah, that one doesn't sound familiar. The Salvadorian. He said you fit the profile. Is he from New Hampshire or where is he from? Adam is white. Why would you expect for him to get brown dirty treatment? When Rick Ross beat up blind people, it was a cop on cop action. Vlad is not a fucking cop. Vlad is just another fucking law-abiding citizen. You know what I mean? Like, what is Vlad not supposed to call police when he sees illegal activity? Why not? He's a civilian. I mean, that's kind of what civilians are supposed to do. You know, they talk about, lock these criminals up and, obey the laws and whatnot. You know what I mean? People want them to hold all these, like, bro, if they really wanted to fucking follow all these street gang rules, and they would have just got jumped into a gang. You know what I mean? They are not gang members, so why the fuck are you guys over here fucking, like, doing shit and saying shit in front of him? As for Rick Ross is different, though. The reason for Rick Ross is different is because he actually tried to pretend like he was actually a street individual. Like, he was actually, claiming to be from the streets. So with him, it's a lot different. Vlad and Adam don't try to pretend to be from the streets and, like, they're a part of that life. But Rick actually was actually claiming that, though. So with him, it's actually worse. Was cracking like in Thunder Loco? So just like those. Rick Ross security beat up. Tried to say Rick Ross on that interview, and that will end it. Why? Why would he do that? What do you think about someone coming out of prison in good standings and then comes out gay in the outside and still good in the hood? That's an interesting situation. So he came out in good standings, and then he came out to be a homosexual, and he's good in the hood. To me, that's just strange in itself because the two don't like are like the opposite of each other. Like, clearly, if he's homosexual, then like they tend to work different mentally, right? They normally don't tend to like similar stuff like some like street individuals would like. You know what I mean? Like, they would be more. They wouldn't be into that stuff. You know. Normally they go around just they play the part, right? I don't know. It's just a weird situation. I don't know. It's like, then why lie then? Like, why then? Why are you lying for? I don't know. It's a strange situation. Does it strange to sue anyone who talks about him? Why? He talks about other people. Why can't people talk about him? Only he can do it. Does his acting a fool on video? Yeah, he's not really good at handling stress. I see. He said he's a paisa who don't speak English. What are you talking about? I don't even think I heard him speak Spanish. I'm not talking about Adam 16 allegation. I'm talking about his trouble allegation. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's what I mean. He's a weirdo in general. It's why you don't put in work on those. Do you still own DVDs and VHS? Yeah, yes, Simone, I still do. But they ran in GP Active. Oh, and they're homosexual. That's. I don't see how that would. I don't see how that would go. I don't see how that would be. I don't see how that would be possible. The reason it wouldn't be possible is because there would be liabilities, though. You know, and any loose ends, you got to tie them up, and it just happens to be a loose end. because you'll have individuals with the what if questions, right? And when you have what if questions, that's never good. So they would have known in there that he was homosexual then, and they allowed him to program. I still have some. Yeah, I have some too. My man has been going to. I got hella DVD. Yeah, I'm the same way. The collector's edition. Now they come out when they. Oh, so they were running GP in there, like they kept it a secret, but then they come out and now they're gay though. So like, why wait to admit that when you're out though? Is it because you might have gotten attacked in there, right? So then, if you would have gotten whacked in there, then why is your neighborhood embracing you out here then? You know what I mean? Like you're being embraced for something that you're gonna get whacked in there for. Then isn't your neighborhood at fault right there? You know what I mean? Emily, remember in the video where security cam caught some dude from unaliving somebody after they got. I can't find that video anymore. There was a video like that? Wait, was it like in New York or somewhere like that? All right, ladies and gentlemen, my lunch break is over. We got to get back to it. It was good chopping it up with you guys, and we are out.